Hello, everyone. Today, I want to tell you something that can change your mindset forever. It's not money. It's not talent. It's your attitude. There comes a moment in life when you feel tired, not physically, but tired of being misunderstood. Tired of trying so hard yet remaining unseen. Tired of giving your best while watching others succeed with less. Tired of pretending everything is fine when you're breaking inside. And in those moments, you don't need more talent. You don't need another degree. You don't even need more time. What you need is attitude. Because attitude is not just how you speak or walk. It's how you face pain. It's how you stand when life pushes you down. It's how you keep moving forward with fire in your chest and silence on your lips. People will say, you need luck. You need help. You need support. But the truth is, you only need one thing to restart your life. A mindset that refuses to be broken. This is not theory. This is real life. This is the code every survivor, every champion, every underdog follows. Attitude is everything. And from this moment, it can be everything for you too. Your life doesn't change with luck. It changes with attitude. And as you listen, you build both your mindset and your English. Lesson 1. Your attitude is more important than your situation. People spend years trying to fix their situation. They say, if I had more money, I'd be happy. If I had better parents, I'd be confident. If I had more support, I'd succeed. But this thinking is dangerous because it gives your power to things outside of you. It teaches your mind to act like a victim waiting to be saved. Here's the truth. Two people can face the same struggle. One rises, one breaks. The difference is not luck or intelligence. It's attitude. Imagine two brothers born in poverty. One becomes bitter, angry, and addicted, blaming the world. The other becomes disciplined, focused, determined, and builds a new life. Same situation, different mindset. Your attitude is not what you show when life is easy. It's what you choose when life is unfair. When you're tired, broke, and alone. Your situation can delay you, hurt you, or slow you down. But it cannot define you unless you allow it to. Stop waiting for life to get easier. Start training your attitude to get stronger. You don't need a perfect beginning, you need a powerful response. Your reality might be hard, but your attitude decides whether this chapter becomes your excuse or your evolution. Fix your attitude and you will begin to fix your life. Lesson 2. A bad attitude destroys more than failure ever will. Most people think failure is the enemy. They think it ruins dreams and blocks opportunities. But failure doesn't destroy you. A bad attitude does. Failure is normal. Everyone fails. Every successful person has fallen many times. Failure simply says, this path didn't work. Try another. Failure wants to teach you, but a bad attitude blocks every lesson. It convinces you that life is unfair, that others have it easier, that nothing will change. A bad attitude makes you shrink. It destroys your ambition from within. You stop dreaming big. You protect your comfort. You accept a smaller life. Not because you can't rise, but because your attitude whispers, this is all you deserve. Your attitude becomes your ceiling. A weak attitude creates a weak future. A strong attitude creates an unstoppable future. A negative attitude feels comfortable. It makes you defend your excuses and cling to your fears. But life respects only those who refuse to surrender. And the best part? Changing your attitude is free. You don't need money, support, or perfect conditions. You only need courage, the courage to shift from what if I fail to what if I rise, from they hurt me to they cannot stop me, from I give up to I will win eventually. Your attitude shapes your inner voice, and your inner voice decides whether your life becomes a battlefield or a victory lap. Failure is not the end. A bad attitude is. Fix it, and you will never be defeated. Lesson 3. Attitude is the one power nobody can take from you. Everything in life can be taken away: your job, money, relationships, health, comfort, stability, plans. Life can change in a moment. People can change in a moment. But there is one thing no one can ever remove from you: your attitude. Attitude is the quiet fire that keeps burning even when the world turns cold. It is the refusal to be defined by temporary pain. It is the decision that no matter what happens, nothing will break you from the inside. Some people lose everything yet walk with dignity, not because they are fearless, but because their attitude won't let them collapse. And some people have everything: money, support, comfort, but they crumble the moment life tests them. Why? Because they have everything except inner strength. When your attitude is strong, no setback can control you. No insult can distract you. No loss can weaken you. No fear can silence you. Your attitude shapes your reaction. Your reaction shapes your action. Your action shapes your destiny. You don't need the world to believe in you. You just need your attitude to believe in you. Strength is not in muscles, intelligence, or luck. Strength is in the core of your attitude. A strong attitude says, stand up, keep going, prove yourself silently. This is not your final chapter. Your attitude is your identity, your shield, your weapon, your foundation. The world cannot break someone whose inner world is built on clarity, strength, and calm. As long as your attitude remains unshakable, your future remains undefeatable. Lesson 4. Your attitude decides who stays in your life and who leaves. People think success comes from connections, networking, going viral, but they forget this. You attract what you reflect. And what you reflect is your attitude. You don't need to say a word. Your presence enters the room before your voice does. Some people lose relationships again and again. People leave, friends disappear, opportunities fade. They ask, why does everyone walk away? But they never ask, what kind of energy am I giving off? Let's be honest. No one wants to stay around someone who constantly complains, plays the victim, drains energy, or refuses to lift themselves up. But when your attitude becomes powerful, people feel safer around you. They respect you. They admire your discipline and are drawn to your clarity and calm. Confidence is attractive. Self-respect is magnetic. Calm under pressure creates trust. All of this comes from attitude, not looks, money, or fame. If you want respect, fix your attitude. If you want deep love, fix your attitude. If you want trust, loyalty, or influence, fix your attitude. Attitude is the silent language of the soul. It tells people everything about you without you needing to speak. If your attitude shows insecurity, people will keep their distance. If your attitude shows grounded strength, people will move closer. If your attitude says, I don't need approval, the world will start offering it. In life, you don't get what you want, you get what you reflect. What you believe you deserve. And belief is visible in every action you take. So from now on, stop worrying about who likes you or who leaves you. Start building an attitude that makes the right people stay and the wrong people disappear. The stronger your attitude, the better your circle becomes. The weaker your attitude, the more chaos you attract. You don't chase the right people. You become the right person through your attitude. Lesson 5. Success doesn't start with skill. It starts with attitude. There is a lie most people believe, that you must be talented first, experienced first, or fully prepared before you begin. But the truth is simple. Skill is not the beginning. Attitude is. Talent without the right attitude becomes wasted. Intelligence without the right attitude becomes pride. Ambition without the right attitude becomes pressure. But even average skill, backed by a relentless attitude, can create an extraordinary life. Look around. You will see people with less education, less money, fewer resources, yet they are winning. Why? Because their attitude says, I'm not here to wait for permission. I'm here to build my future. They don't wait to be perfect. They begin. They improve. They fail. They rise. They keep showing up. That's the power of attitude. It doesn't wait. It moves. It adapts. It learns. It grows through fire. The most successful people didn't start as experts. They didn't have perfect clarity. They had something better. A bold, patient, hungry attitude. Attitude gives you speed when you don't know the way. Attitude gives you patience when things go wrong. Attitude gives you vision when nothing is clear. Attitude gives you belief when the world gives you doubt. Average people wait for motivation, signs, confidence, or the right time. Winners decide. They say, I'll do it anyway. And that strength comes not from logic or emotion, it comes from a bulletproof attitude. Attitude is the engine that keeps running when fuel is low, keeps you awake when your body is tired, keeps you hopeful after repeated failure, keeps you learning with no guidance, keeps you disciplined when nobody applauds you. Without attitude, you break. With it, even your weaknesses can't stop you. People with the right attitude can learn anything. People with the wrong attitude lose everything. Success does not start with talent or privilege. Success starts the moment you look in the mirror and say, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times I fall, I will not quit. I will figure it out. I will win. That is attitude. And that is where success truly begins. Lesson 6. A strong attitude turns pain into power. Pain is universal. You cannot avoid it. Life will hurt you, that part is guaranteed. But here is the truth no one teaches. Pain is not your enemy. Your attitude toward pain is. Pain by itself is powerless. It becomes destructive only when your attitude turns it into hopelessness. It becomes powerful when your attitude turns it into fuel. Some people suffer once, but because of their attitude, they suffer repeatedly in their minds. They carry old wounds for years. They replay betrayals for months. They refuse to let go, refuse to forgive, refuse to grow, because their attitude says, stay angry, stay broken, stay small. But imagine if your attitude changed. If you said, yes, I was hurt, but I won't carry this forever. I will use it. I will rise with it. I will build something stronger from it. Then that same pain becomes your power. The strongest people you know, the calm minds, the fierce hearts, they weren't born that way. They were shaped by pain, not destroyed by it. Because their attitude refused to be a victim. They didn't let pain become hatred. They didn't let pain become fear. They didn't let pain become revenge. They turned it into discipline, wisdom, resilience, and vision. When you ask, why did this happen to me? You stay stuck. When your attitude shifts to, what is this trying to teach me? You grow. If your attitude expects a perfect life, you will break the moment life gets hard. But if your attitude says, nothing can stop me from evolving, you become unbreakable. You cannot control pain, but you can absolutely control what it becomes. A strong attitude turns disappointment into sharper focus, heartbreak into emotional strength, rejection into redirection, delays into discipline. Pain can destroy or transform, and attitude decides which one happens. Repeat silently whenever life feels heavy. I will not let pain define me. I will let it rebuild me. That mindset alone makes you stronger than most of the world. Lesson 7. You cannot fake attitude. It is built in silence. In a world obsessed with showing off, attitude has become a performance. People dress to look confident. They post quotes to look wise. They speak loudly to look strong. But none of that is real. True attitude cannot be faked. You cannot download it. You cannot copy it. You cannot pretend for long. It reveals itself under pressure. It exposes itself when no one is watching. Attitude is not built in public. It is built in silence. In your private battles, your lonely nights, your early mornings, your quiet decisions, and the way you handle failure when no one knows. Real attitude is formed in the hours when no one claps, no one watches, no one helps. And yet you still show up. You still keep your word. You still stay disciplined. You still stay kind. That is where real attitude is born. And it is more powerful than any fake confidence money can buy. Anyone can look confident when things are easy. Anyone can smile when they are winning. Anyone can pretend to be strong in front of others. But real attitude asks, can you control your emotions when you feel invisible? Can you move forward when you feel unmotivated? Can you stay honest when no one is checking? That is not performance, it is identity. Not acting character. Real attitude is quiet. It doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't chase validation. It doesn't explain itself. Real attitude is patient. It doesn't rush, panic, or collapse under pressure. Real attitude is calm. It doesn't compete, compare, or complain. If you want respect, Build your attitude in silence. Train when no one sees. Be disciplined when no one checks. Stay loyal to your goals even when they feel distant. When the storm comes, you won't need to pretend to be strong. You will already be strong. Lesson 8. Your attitude sets your standards. Everything you accept, how people treat you, the work you choose, the love you allow, the life you live, is a reflection of your standards. And what sets your standards? Your attitude. A strong attitude refuses disrespect. A powerful attitude refuses to beg for love. A clear attitude refuses to chase what does not match its worth. A weak attitude makes everything negotiable. You allow people to cross your boundaries. You stay in toxic environments. You cling to things that drain you, because deep down your attitude whispers, maybe this is all I deserve. That one belief has destroyed more lives than failure ever has. You don't get the life you dream of. You get the life you tolerate. You get what you settle for. You get what your standards allow. And every standard you hold begins with attitude. A person with a strong attitude enters the world with a silent message. I don't beg. I don't settle. I don't shrink. I rise. The world responds to that energy. Such a person doesn't need to prove anything. Their posture speaks. Their silence speaks. Their calm speaks. Their eyes say, I know who I am. They don't need permission to demand more. They already are more, not because they are better than others, but because they have trained their mindset to expect better. So ask yourself, what are you accepting? What are you settling for? Who are you becoming in silence? Your life is not a reflection of your dreams. It is a reflection of what your attitude says you deserve every single day. If you keep accepting less than you need, you will eventually forget what you truly deserve. But if your attitude says, I would rather be alone than disrespected. I would rather struggle than be fake. I would rather build slowly than live someone else's life. Then your standards will protect you, guide you, and elevate you. Attitude is not arrogance. It is alignment. It is the declaration. I am not here to survive this life. I am here to lead it. And you cannot lead a life that you are unwilling to raise your standards for. Afraid to demand. So if you want better, don't start by asking the world. Start by asking your attitude. What do I really believe I'm worth? Because whatever that answer is, that's the life you're currently living. Your attitude will either heal you or destroy you. Every day your mind is having a conversation, and most of that conversation is silent. It's not visible to the world, but it controls everything. Your peace, your decisions, your direction, your pain, your healing, your future. And that inner conversation is led by your attitude. Most people don't realize it, but they are living in a war. A war between the part of them that wants to grow and the part that wants to give up. An attitude decides which side wins. You wake up tired, your attitude speaks. You fail at something, your attitude speaks. Someone insults you, your attitude speaks. You feel lost, your attitude speaks. And if that inner voice says, you're nothing, you always fail, it's not worth it, they're better than you, then you're not living. You're slowly destroying yourself from within. But if your attitude says, yes, it hurts, but I'm not done yet. Yes, I failed, but I learned something. Yes, they left, but I still have me. Then every day becomes part of your healing. Attitude is the doctor of the soul. Can cure you or it can poison you. People think healing is about time. It's not. Healing is about how you choose to see your story. It's about what you choose to tell yourself. It's about whether your attitude says, this is where I end, or this is where I begin again. Here is the raw truth. You can have therapy, support, time, but if your attitude stays broken, you will keep breaking yourself. Your attitude is the lens through which you see your pain. If that lens is bitter, you will turn into someone you no longer recognize. But if that lens is clear, calm, and patient, you will rise even with scars. That is what makes someone powerful. Not the absence of pain, but the presence of a healing attitude in the middle of it. So ask yourself, are you choosing an attitude that heals you or one that silently destroys everything you are trying to become? Your future is watching, and your attitude is deciding where it takes you next. You are always training your attitude whether you know it or not. Every day your attitude is being shaped, not just during challenges or motivational moments, but every second in how you think, react, and speak. Most people don't see it, but they are training their attitude to become weaker. They complain about small things. They react emotionally to people who don't matter. They give up the moment something feels difficult. They blame, compare, overthink. Every one of those habits is like feeding poison to the mind. And over time, it becomes automatic. You lose patience in traffic. You snap at your family. You quit after one failure. You overreact to one message. You waste energy worrying about what you can't control. Without knowing it, you're building an attitude of fragility. An attitude that breaks easily, overreacts, underdelivers, and expects someone else to fix life. But you are always training something. The question is, are you training for weakness or for strength? The strongest people didn't become unshakable by accident. They trained. They practiced emotional control in small moments. They learned to pause. They learned to endure. They built inner silence in everyday frustrations. That's why they don't break when life gets hard, because they already trained themselves to stay calm under pressure. If you want an unbreakable attitude, start in the ordinary moments. Don't wait for a storm. Train in the rain. Control your reaction when someone disrespects you. Hold your focus when your phone tries to distract you. Speak with intention when gossip tempts you. Stay grounded when your ego wants attention. Every time you choose silence over drama, discipline over comfort, action over excuses, you are training your attitude to protect your future. You're always training something. Train strength. The world will test you, but your attitude will decide the result. Life is not gentle. It will test your patience, your worth, your belief, your effort, and it won't warn you. Sometimes it hits you when you're already exhausted. Sometimes it hits you right when you finally thought things were getting better. The world doesn't ask if you're ready. It just throws the storm. But the truth is this, the world can test you, but only your attitude decides if you pass or fail. You might face rejection, but your attitude decides whether you collapse or come back stronger. You might lose someone, but your attitude decides whether you stay broken or grow wiser. You might fail at your dream, but your attitude decides whether you start again or give up forever. People who win are not lucky, they are the ones who pass the test. Not because they're perfect, but because they refuse to quit. They don't let the world define them. They let the pain sharpen them. They turn loss into wisdom, delay into patience, silence into power. Life will never stop testing you. But if your attitude is trained, clear, and focused, it won't matter what the test is. You'll look life in the face and say, I've seen worse and I'm still here. Attitude is everything because without it, you are nothing. There will be moments when you lose motivation, when nothing feels exciting, when everything feels heavy and slow. You'll question your path. You'll doubt your value. You'll consider giving up. And in those moments, talent won't save you. Education won't save you. Even love won't save you. The only thing that will keep you alive on the inside is your attitude. When everything else collapses, attitude is the last thing standing, and often the first thing people rebuild themselves with. You can have all the tools in the world, but if your attitude is wrong, you'll waste every opportunity. You'll sabotage relationships. You'll never rise fully, because attitude is the part of you that shows up when plans fail, when people betray you, when life changes overnight. It is the quiet voice that says, I will not be destroyed by this. Look around. Some people have less talent, less intelligence, less privilege, but they have something invisible. Fire, clarity, refusal to bend. That's why they keep going. That's why they win. That's the power of attitude. It doesn't beg. It doesn't rush. It doesn't collapse. It endures, learns, adapts, and overcomes. You can survive heartbreak with the right attitude. You can survive failure, loneliness, rejection, poverty, silence. If your attitude says, I will not stay here forever. Attitude builds discipline when motivation disappears. Attitude creates clarity when life becomes confusing. Attitude keeps you kind when you have every reason to become cold. Attitude keeps you human in a world trying to numb your soul. You can live without money for a while. You can live without comfort. You can live without validation, but you cannot live powerfully without the right mindset, without a spine of steel, without a soul that whispers, I will figure this out. I was not made to quit. That is attitude. And that is everything. There will be days when no one claps for you. No one believes in you. No one checks on you. No one supports you. You'll feel invisible. You'll wonder why life is so quiet. And on those days, you'll learn something rare. The world doesn't break you, your attitude breaks when you give up. But remember this always. A broken situation can still build a powerful soul if your attitude refuses to quit. Your life is not controlled by your conditions. It is controlled by how you respond to those conditions. That response, that fire, that inner strength comes from your mindset, from your silence, from the voice inside that says, this is not how my story ends. You are not helpless. You are not lost. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are one decision away from becoming a different person. And that decision begins with your attitude. So from this moment forward, don't chase people. Don't chase comfort. Don't chase approval. Build your attitude. Build a presence that needs no explanation. Build a soul that grows through fire. Build a heart that walks through storms and says, I am still standing, and I'm just getting started. Because in the end, your life will not be defined by how easy it was, but by how powerful your attitude was when it got hard. And if no one told you this before, hear it now. You have what it takes. You always have. You just needed to wake it up. And now you have. This is your moment. Attitude is everything. And starting today, so are you.